Hi team, good morning. Happy Friday morning to anyone down here in the Southern Hemisphere, and happy Thursday evening to anybody up north. How are you? Okay, so still having a few technical issues. I can never remember how to actually go into an event that I've created and go live in there. Some more practice is required, obviously. But today I wanted to come in and talk to you about the importance of your mindset in the weight loss journey. The importance of a good mindset in the weight loss journey. Excuse me as I just get myself organized here. Literally just got out of the shower. So if you're going to lose weight, particularly in the plant-based way, and keep it off, you've got to work on your mindset. There is no two ways about it, okay? So many people that will come to me and they'll say things like, I just want to know what I need to do or what I need to eat. I need a meal plan. Just tell me what I need to do. And that's probably because many people I speak to have come from that traditional diet world, diet mentality, whether that might be something like keto, or they've done meal replacement shakes, maybe calorie macro counting. They're so involved in what the actual to do. Weight Watchers could be counted in that as well. They're really stuck in this diet mentality. You're on the plan or you're off the plan. And they'll say to me, everything was going good for a while until I made a mistake. Or in moments when I was tired, or when I didn't know how to handle a particular situation. I didn't follow through on what I said I was going to do. And it's like I know how to lose weight, I know what to do to lose weight, but I don't always want to do that. I don't always want to do the things that are going to get me towards the goal. So teach me how to want to do the things that I need to do. Like just being motivated to do what needs to be done is going to make the difference, okay? The motivation is not the key to long-term, sustainable, healthy weight loss. Motivation relies heavily on willpower. And let's face it, none of us are 100% motivated 100% of the time. I know I'm certainly not. I definitely have my ways. And, every other human being is exactly the same as well. So willpower is hard. It doesn't last. It might last for a few weeks or so while you're starting this out new and it's exciting and you're really motivated, but it's not going to last for 3 months or 6 months or 12 months or however long you're going to need to be on this journey to hit your goal weight. It also kind of implies that everything we do needs to be 100% perfect all the time for us to be able to follow through on our plans. And we know that never happens, right? None of us are ever going to have a 100% perfect day every day. And by that, I don't mean that we do everything 100% perfectly. I mean, all the other things in life around us are never going to be 100% perfect. We'll never have to stay late, right, at work and have the boss yelling at us because we've got deadlines to meet. We'll never have to deal with screaming kids, vomiting dogs, all of that sort of stuff, arguments with the partner, social occasions. Oh my goodness, there's birthdays all the time, there's celebrations. How am I going to do this? So a meal plan or a structured, just do this type of a plan is not going to save the day from all that can and possibly will go wrong in our day. So I can just tell you that being told what to eat and being given that meal plan is not going to help you navigate those days that don't go perfectly. So when it comes to weight loss, it's really important to start thinking who you are going to become, who you need to become, who you want to be, what sort of person you want to be, not just what you need to do in order to lose weight. So think about it. Just close your eyes for a moment. If you're watching, I can see Lucinda. Hello, Lucinda. Chantel. Hello, guys. And there's someone else I can't see. I can't see who else is watching. But anyway, hello. Hello, welcome if you're watching. So close your eyes for a moment. Not if you're driving. or doing something where you need your eyes open. But just imagine, okay? I want you to visualize a future version of you, right? This person is standing right there in front of you. This is a version of you who has achieved your goals. Hi Heather. I can see you. This is a version of you who has achieved your goal weight. So I want you to just think about this for a moment. I want you to just imagine this person. And I want you to ask yourself, if I lost my weight, what do I want my life to feel like? Sorry, at this weight, I've lost my weight. Sorry, you are standing there. You're a future version of you. What do I want my future life to feel like? Who is this person standing in front of me? And I want you to imagine just stepping into that body, stepping into that future version of you. Imagine what that's going to feel like. Really feel into that experience at the moment. And start to understand, what are the things that this future version of you thinks about every day? Do they think that life is difficult? Do they think that losing weight is difficult? Do they think that, this journey has to be hard, this journey is hard? Or do they think, oh, that was easier than I thought. I'm really feeling free. I feel amazing. Does this version of you, are they happy? Are they proud? What's the difference when this future version of you walks into a room? Do they get scared by people around them, or are they lit up by people around them? What's the difference in the way this version of you gets dressed every day? How do they look at themselves in the mirror as they get dressed, or just in general? What do they say to themselves as they look in the mirror? Are they loving the way they look? Are they talking to themselves with kindness? Or are they still beating themselves up, thinking you are not good enough? The future version of you is going to be somebody who has given themselves a lot of self-love, a lot of self-care. So how is that future version of you different to the you here now? How is that future version of you speaking differently to themselves to how you speak to yourself now? This is really important to understand and think about, because when I talk to people, often the first thing they tell me is how much they want to weigh, or how much they want to lose. It's all about the number on the scale. That's the most important thing. They don't spend enough time examining or understanding who they need to become as a person in order to lose that weight. And that is key, absolutely key. When you do a visualization like that and really start to step into that future version of you, you will understand how that version of you, who has achieved your goal weight and thinks and feels about themselves, you'll start to realize how that is different to who you are now. It's not just that you are going to be a thinner and a lighter version of yourself. We always think that when we lose the weight, then we're going to feel something. Then we're going to be a different person. Then we're going to speak to ourselves nicer. It's not what happens. What normally happens is the scale will start to shift, and those shitty thoughts are still with you. They're still there. You still look at yourself in the mirror with contempt, or however you'd like to describe the way you look at yourself in the mirror. You still criticize yourself, even though the weight's coming off. I still look fat. I still don't like the way my body looks. I still don't like those legs. And you'll start saying things like, I've only lost 1 kilo this week. Like it's not working. You'll start to find ways that everything is wrong because you are looking at yourself as though you are wrong. You just lost 1 kilo, for goodness sake. Celebrate that. Give yourself a massive pat on the back and multiply that by 12. That's 12 kilos in 12 weeks. If you keep up a really good attitude. If you have a bad attitude, you're going to pull yourself off track. Your shitty thinking will still be there, and you'll be making it really, really hard for yourself. The reality is, you have to start feeling like somebody else on the way down the scale. You have to start feeling like the new version of you. You have to start, excuse me, you have to start practicing being that person now. You have to start, sorry, I really should stop using the word have to, shouldn't I? We're shooting all over ourselves. You must start becoming someone who speaks to themselves nicer, who has trust in themselves, who loves themselves, someone who's confident in themselves and their ability to lose the weight. Someone who's confident that they will achieve their goals as long as they never give up. You must start becoming someone who looks at themselves with pride, rather than picking themselves apart and focusing on the flaws. Someone who admires themselves and the effort that they're making and starts finding what's right and what there is to be proud of. A lot of people come several weeks into a weight loss journey and they're looking at the scale and they're going, it's not moving. But they're not recognizing all of the little changes that they have made along the way that have actually added up to the results that they have. Good morning, Joanne. I've just seen you saying hello. Hi, Heather. Yeah, it's true, isn't it? So, if that's the version of you that you want to be, you have to start being willing to start practicing some of that at the early part of the journey. Because we don't magically just love ourselves once we've got to the goal weight. We're still hating on ourselves. We're still criticizing ourselves. We're just a thinner version of ourselves, or a lighter version of ourselves. We have to release that mental weight as we release the physical weight. What happens if you get to your goal weight and those wonderful thoughts are just not there? Like I said, you don't enjoy it. You still look at yourself and then you start to think, oh, is the weight going to come back on? Hope it'll last. And if you're looking back into the past when you may have lost weight and put it all back on again, you'll be thinking, oh, I've never been able to keep it off before. Better not come back on again this time. You might be worried about every day that you were losing weight. You might have been worried about whether you were losing too much, not enough, whether you were doing things right, whether you were eating the right foods to achieve weight loss. You look in the mirror and you thought, well, things are starting to get better, but I don't know if I like it. I don't like it yet. It's not good enough yet. I'm going to have loose skin. My belly will probably still be flabby. And so you're practicing being really unconfident and nitpicky and perfectionistic. And as a result, of having not a great mindset on the way down, you end up making mistakes along the way. You might make food mistakes. You'll beat yourself up constantly. And like I said, you can achieve your weight goals by doing that, but you're not going to be happy when you get there. Or at least you might be happy initially. You might be happy initially. It'll be all new. You'll have hit the number on the scale and you'll be celebrating. But then 3 months will go by, 6 months will go by, a year will go by. That newness and that excitement wears off, and you haven't retrained your mind to speak to yourself nicely. You haven't retrained your brain to take care of yourself, to speak to yourself nicely, to speak to yourself with respect. And then all the beat-ups, all the perfectionism, the nitpicking, all the ways that you've beaten yourself up down the scale, all of that habitualized thinking, thought patterns, stories that roll around in your head constantly, they all kick back in. And when you get used to the new you and the new smaller frame, you start to think, well, I hope it doesn't come back on, like I said. And you start doing things that then start bringing the weight back on, because that's what you focused on. The weight's going to come back on. The weight's going to come back on. I've never been able to do it in the past. I'm not comfortable in this new body because I just still don't like myself. And you start doing things to go back to that comfortable state that you were once in. So it's a very, very important part of the weight loss journey to learn to speak to yourself kindly. You have to learn to be your own best friend, your own cheerleader. You have to speak to yourself like you are your best friend. I mean, can you imagine your best friend asking your best friend to support you through your journey, and your best friend standing there every day and going, "You're still fat. Still don't like your legs. You still look shitty in that outfit." Your best friend would never do that. You need to become your own best friend. Relying on other people for validation throughout your weight loss journey is not going to work. Because what happens when you don't get the validation? What happens even if at your goal weight, you're not getting validation from people? What if you're getting criticism instead? People are saying, "Oh, you're a bit skinny. You've lost a bit too much weight, don't you think?" You're going to take their comments on board, right? And you're going to go straight back to where you were to gain their love and their acceptance back, because you haven't been your own best friend. Become your own best friend. Become your own cheerleader. Learn how to speak to yourself nicely on the way down the scale. It needs to start from day dot. Relying on other people to be your best friend and your cheerleader is not going to work. Being your worst enemy is definitely not going to work. And this is something that the diet industry does not teach. They just think that giving you a meal plan, a diet plan, a set of restrictive rules, shakes, whatever it is that they're giving you, they think that that is what's going to get you to your goal. Just do this and you'll achieve your weight goal, and then you'll be happy. And that's not true. Yes, you may do that if you lose the weight. Yes, you may lose the weight if you do that. But that's all you get. You won't lose that mental weight. You don't get your life changed. You're not changing how you think about yourself day in, day out. You won't be eliminating all those shitty thoughts. You'll still feel really mentally heavy. Your life is going to change when you start to change. Your life won't change just because a number on a scale changed. If life doesn't change if you don't change, you're just going to be doing life with the same old shitty thoughts as a lighter person. And that is not going to be a happy life. When that excitement wears off and you go back to your shitty thoughts, and you're going to be reacting to what happens in your life when days don't go perfectly, when other people give you criticism, when the dog vomits on the carpet, when your boss yells at you for something minor, you still have to be able to handle stressful days, deadlines, kids getting sick, stuck in traffic, arguments with your partner. You still have to be able to handle imperfections in your day without going into fuck it mode and throwing your eating plan into the toilet. Because that's when you turn to the shitty thoughts, the shitty foods that you end up stuffing in your mouth, turning to food for comfort, food or alcohol for comfort, because it's a distraction from the shitty day, and it's a distraction from the shitty conversation that you are having with yourself. So if you don't start to rebuild the concept of you and who you are and who you want to be on the way down the scale, you'll just have a thinner version of you and how you think about yourself now. So a huge piece of losing the weight has to be around losing the mental weight, rebuilding you, rebuilding the relationship that you have with yourself. Understanding, catching any of those shitty thoughts, limiting beliefs, all of the stuff that's holding you back from doing the things that you should be doing, need to be doing. I don't like that word, should. So no meal plan or no diet plan, no meal replacement shakes, no juice cleansers, no diet pills. None of that is going to help upgrade your shitty mindset. Not even eating the cleanest, most fat-free, plant-based diet is going to upgrade your shitty mindset. So start practicing changing that conversation in your head. Getting your mindset right is what's going to help you get to your goals and is what's going to help you stay there. Because life is going to start becoming amazing. You'll build an amazing, kind, trustworthy relationship with yourself, and you'll love yourself before you get to your goal weight. You'll start doing it from day one. You'll start learning to trust yourself. Trust yourself by following through on your actions. You'll start loving yourself by changing the conversation that you have with yourself. This doesn't just change because you get to a goal weight. If you're not thinking about this from the beginning, you're going to do things that will pull you off track and prevent you from ever getting to your goal weight. So I'm just going to leave you with a couple of thoughts to ponder for today. Who are you going to be? Who do you want to be in your weight loss journey? How is that different to the version of you that you are now? What are the thoughts that you think about yourself now? And how might they need to change in order for you to hit your goal weight? What are the thoughts that you have about yourself now that are dragging you off track? Start changing the thoughts that you have, and you'll start noticing that your actions change. Maybe start journaling this. If you're not sure what thoughts you're having, get them out, write them on paper. Go back and read them. I think you'll be amazed to discover what your brain is telling you about yourself. And once you're aware of it, you can start to change that conversation. Don't beat yourself up for having those thoughts. That's just your ancient brain trying to keep you safe. But start to understand the thoughts. Stand back from the thoughts. Just look at them. Notice them. They're just thoughts. Imagine that you are a mountain, an immovable mountain, and the thoughts that you're thinking are just like clouds, the weather that comes and goes. So just sit back and watch those thoughts like they're clouds moving through the sky. You don't need to own the thoughts. You just need to become aware of them and start working on changing them. All right. So guys, if you're struggling with weight loss and you want to do this the plant-based way, either you're new to plant-based eating and wondering if this is going to be the magic diet or the magic bullet that's going to help you achieve your goals, I'm here to tell you that I fully believe that it is the most healthy way to eat. I fully believe that, and a healthy body finds its healthy weight naturally. But I'm also here to help you get out of the thinking that it's just another diet, it's just another magic pill, or just another tool that's going to help you fix your relationship with food. It's not. If you're struggling and you'd like some personalized guidance and support to help you put aside the shitty thinking, the shitty conversation in your head, help you change your mindset around food and around diet, around weight loss, around your relationship to yourself, drop a comment below and let's have a chat. I know it's only the first week of May, but I only have one spot left in my plant power transformation program for this month of May. There will be a few more spots opening up in June, but don't delay if you want to get that last spot and come and join my plant power tribe. Let's have a chat, see if the program is going to be right for you. It's not necessarily for everybody, so it is important that we touch base, have a chat about it, and we can go from there. Otherwise, let's just get a conversation going and potentially get you on the wait list for June if you miss out on May. But thanks for today, guys. It was good to have all of you watching. I hope you got something out of that. I've got lots of other great content I've been thinking about posting, so I'm looking to do a weekly regular live in here. Sorry, my diary does keep changing, so the times and dates may just keep changing, but just look out for the updates as I post them into the group. Go back and watch the replays. These will all be kept in the guides section, so you can always go back and watch some of the replays. And if there are any topics that you would like me to address in an upcoming live, just drop a comment below or reach out to me. I'm more than happy to I guess start tailoring, or I guess I am tailoring this to things that I see people struggling with, but happy to tailor it to your needs as well. And also, if you have any particular questions, I think I'd like to start adding some Q&A sessions as well. So thanks for having me today, guys. I hope you got something out of that, and I will catch you in a future live. Ciao for now.